I want to thank you, Prose, for all the work you've done. And I really want to thank my family and friends for being here and supporting me. And I feel really honored and blessed to be a part of this event. So I'm going to read a short piece of fiction. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Okay. It's called Origin of the Veil. The 1979 Islamic Revolution transformed the country of Iran from a constitutional monarchy under the Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi to an Islamic republic under the Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Most people believe that under the notion of a perfect model of splendid, humane, and divine life for all the people of the world, Khomeini introduced the Sharia or Islamic law, literally meaning the path to the water source, forcing women to cover most of their body, but mainly the evil, seductive forces that lay within the strands of their hair, all of it, under the thick fabric of the chador. The truth, however, is another story. The Ayatollah Khomeini, being a stingy man who didn't believe in giving into the material pleasures of worldly objects and experiences, was sick of paying for his wife's monthly hair removal bill. For like most Iranian women, Khadija Saqafi was hairy, and her husband believed that if she was covered at all times of the day and sometimes at night, even in their bed, she wouldn't care if her husband or anyone else saw her hairy legs or her hairy arms or the hair that extended from the side of her face down to her chin. With the new implementation of the veil, his wife's body and most of her head covered, he would only have to worry about paying for her eyebrows and maybe the hair on her upper lip at most to be removed by Khaleh Khanum, who owned the salon down the street. And thus, O Prophet, tell your wives and daughters and the believing women to cover themselves, thus they will be recognized and avoid being molested. God is the forgiver, merciful from the Quran. Turn into 74 lashes on your bare back for being a slut and not covering all of your hair and body, well, except your hands and feet. Let us not forget that Khomeini had the best interests of all his fellow comrades in mind when making this law. It is rumored, though, that Khadija, frustrated with the summer heat and the layers of thick fabric she was forced to wear by her husband and his regime, being an educated woman and having read the Quran in its entirety at least 200 times and finding no text stating that a woman's entire body and hair should be covered, was so angered by her husband's new laws and his underlying frugality when it came to her hair removal needs. For it wasn't for him or for any other man that she did it. It was more for herself to feel beautiful and clean and to respect and care for her body, which she saw as her own private temple or mosque in this case. It is rumored that one day she decided to walk naked through the crowded streets of Tehran. It was a boiling summer afternoon, too hot even for tea, and she walked with the most beautiful arched eyebrows, the smoothest arms, legs, and upper lip anyone had ever seen, and a well-managed thin strip of hair below, thanks to the always reliable Khaleh Khanum and the white string she had used to turn Khadija's young body into silk. The religious clerics and Khomeini himself thought she was a ghost, a smooth-skinned phantom sent by Allah himself, a sign that Yom al-Qiyamah, or the day of resurrection, was upon them. Tears formed in their eyes as they got on their knees and bowed to her, mumbling Allahu Akbar under their breaths, suddenly feeling the heaviness of their sins and praying for forgiveness. But the women, well, the women knew better than that. And as their husbands meditated on their wasted lives and watched the phantom move through the city, stopping even the loud shouting of men in the bazaars, the cracking of sunflower seeds between their teeth, the persistence of car upon car on the freeways as even the birds came down from above to watch. poem that I wrote specifically for this occasion. It's called In 7 Bowls on the Year 1389. New Year smells like fire, the canvas bottoms of our feet almost melting from jumping over mountains of burning coals, the things we wanted to let go of. Zardi man az to, sorkhi to az man. Take my dirtied yellowed year and bring me your fresh new red one. New Year smells like vinegar-soaked air, like copper, garlic, the sweet dry fruit of the lotus tree, a pink hyacinth flower. A child protected by all of this, even the fish darting into each other, fed by me and then again by mother, their gold skin flickering inside our lives as the lentils began to sprout. Grandfather posed in the garden wearing a half smile, a blue suit, while grandmother dipped her calloused feet into the pool, handed me a few crisp dollar bills while she spit out what was left of the sunflower seeds. There are photographs, and then there is a feeling like everything in the world can be contained in 7 bowls, is as simple as the letter S. New Year smells like freshly diced herbs, buried with mother's bare hands under saffron-coated rice, white fish smoked whole, our mouths full, thin bones tickling at the backs of our throats, preparing us for spring.